Hey, what's up everybody, and as promised, this is my modified gas bike. I'll try to keep this pretty short just because it's way cooler to see it ride, but I'm going to go briefly over the specifications and stuff and like how I built it. So I ordered this kit from gasbike.net and it said that it should fit any like 24 to 26 inch bike. So I then went on Craigslist and I bought this actually pretty nice beach cruiser for around $60 or something like that. And the reason I chose a beach cruiser is because it's got the really nice comfy seat, so it's good for street riding. You're not going to be allowed to take these on the trails, so I didn't do it on a mountain bike. And also, in between that space there for the motor, that is a lot of room for motors up to like 80cc, I think their kits went up to. This motor that I have right here is a 48cc displacement engine. It's a 2-cycle, and it generates around a little bit under 2 horsepower. You can see right here, here's the carburetor, and then there's the gas line leading up to the gas tank, and then we got the filter and the gas on and off. Right here is the clutch lever that's activated by this. There we go, and now the motor is engaged, and then we squeeze it back in, and the motor's disengaged, engaged, disengaged, and then it has a lock right here that you press, hold, let go, now it's locked. And basically what that means is that you can just ride it like a normal bike now, and that goes into how you get it started, which I'll talk about in a little bit. We have a separate chain leading to the sprocket on a different side of the regular pedal sprocket, and so that thing's actually always turning, like it doesn't have an on-off. So if you're going pretty fast, that chain is spinning the entire time, and it's sort of concerning sometimes, but I mean, it hasn't really caused any problems yet. How we mounted the sprocket here was they give you 2 rubber plates, and what you do is you like squeeze them in between the spokes, if you can see them there, with these bolts. And it was a kind of a pain to like adjust it to make it so that it was perfect. That was definitely by far the longest step in the process, but it was worth it overall. Now I'm going to get to some complaints that I had with this kit and some things that just really could have been designed a lot better. First off, I'm not really sure who's at fault for this, but this is actually the throttle, this squeezer, and the reason for that is because we never got a throttle mechanism where you twist it like that. We just never got one. So what we had to do was we had to take the old front brake lever off and use that and like jerry rig it up to fit the same wire. Now it still works, but we don't have a front brake. We just have the coaster brake, which is it's not a big deal, but it's different than it should be. And we just straight up never received it. Like, I emailed them and they said it would take around 3 to 4 weeks for whatever reason to get here because it shipped from China, as well as a speedometer that I ordered with it, and it still hasn't gotten here. And it's been around, I don't know, a little bit over a month, so a little bit past 4 weeks. But I mean, if it's coming from China, that's always a hit or miss there. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is just ordering one separately, ordering another speedometer, and I'm actually kind of mad about that because I paid extra for that, but we'll just have to see if it shows up eventually, and then I'll have to reinstall it. One of the other complaints I had was the fuel valve, and this actually, in order to turn it off, it used to turn towards the bike. As you can see, it would scrape right here. It scraped the frame right there. So what I had to do is I had to take it apart, reverse it, so that now I can turn it off without like scraping the bike. And it's not like you can mount the gas tank any differently either. Like, this always goes on the right side of the frame, and this will always hit it. So I don't know what's up with that. It still works after I fixed it, but it was an annoying thing to do, and I had to take apart and flush the gas out again, and it was just very frustrating. Also, this whole gas line, and this especially, seemed to leak a lot. Like, it would leak gasoline a lot before I fixed it. What I had to do was I had to put a little coating of epoxy on all of these seals in order to get it so that the gas didn't leak. Other than those hurdles, this bike has been really, really fun to ride, and it's super nice as like a commuter thing, especially because it gets around 100 miles per gallon or stuff. And I think people race these too. I think it's actually what it's originally intended for. But overall, just a solid, really, really fun thing to do. Also, I added this nice bike bag on the back here, and I can actually carry a lot of stuff in there, including like a bike lock and stuff like that. So it's sort of like a little motorcycle. Top speed is around 25 to 30 miles an hour going down a hill at full throttle, and on flat ground it can reach around maybe 25. I think it's only supposed to reach 20, but I feel like it's a little bit more than that. We haven't directly measured it because I haven't gotten the speedometer, so we'll have to see how that goes. So I'm going to switch to the GoPro camera in a second. But how you get it started is what you got to do is you got to start pedaling. You got to get most likely down a hill or at least up to speed. And then you engage the motor, you add throttle, and then the thing should start right up. Like there's no kickstart or anything like that. And how that works is it gets the motor turning and it starts the gas flowing, and then it goes. You do need to adjust the choke a little bit. So like when the motor's cold, you want to let more air in, and then once it's warmed up, you just shove that right down, and then you get more power. Anyway, enough of me talking. I'm sure most of you are here to see it ride, so let's go do that right now. Alright everyone, that's going to about wrap it up for this video. Conclusion, very cool overall project. Very happy with how it turned out. Super fun. If you guys want the link to the kit that I used, I'll put it in the description. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.